Hello, resource management tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play the Grind the game, with me, BlueAnkylo. Blue raspberry is the flavor of blue Kool-Aid. Well, maybe I'll have to try that one of these days. The next time I get sick, so next couple years I'll try it out. So last episode was a nightmare. We successfully conquered the Cygni system. It was terrible. One of our big ships rebelled, turned pirate, joined the Methanoids, stole about 150 of our expensive drones, and messed up with a bunch of our resources, and then flew away, and still no way to catch him, so... There is apparently a way to capture him and recoup the ship. The ship doesn't even... It's not even worth anything, though. The actual chassis and stuff is almost worth nothing. The valuable parts of the ship are the Warlord Captain, which is low value, but valuable to a degree, and the drones that we're carrying. So losing like 200 of these super drones is real bad. Anyway, he's over in the Bernard system, and the Nard, and we can't get there right now. And I might end up going to Procyon next anyway, because it's a smaller system, and well, we need some more drones, but, you know, we got something to do before that anyway. So, we haven't actually derricked up the system of Cygni yet. And I want to... This might be the last system that we fully resource, that we fully mine. Maybe. But, anyway, we do still need more resources, so I think for now this is fine. And it'll give us some time back in our solar system for these guys to keep building drones, because they're just making a bunch of drones for us, and they definitely need some aluminum. So that's what we should probably focus on. Earth has a lot of aluminum, but everyone else is going to be stealing it. Okay, so make sure we're not giving that all away. Oh, right, we are trading with calcs. We can actually balance with calcs now. And we're going to start sending derricks. Let's just send it all to calcs, and then calcs can move it around, because it's going to be a real pain. Again, micromanagement is my favorite. And calcs has some of the stuff already. That's fine. But we're going to need a lot of derricks anyway, so actually the shuttles don't matter. All we need to do is send derricks over, basically. And we're going to also have calcs building more derricks as we get resources for it. Okay, now, the priority is aluminum. The rest of the resources are kind of garbage for us. They don't really help. So, like, this base looks very important. So let's get Tellus upgraded immediately. Also, what about calcs itself? Calcs doesn't have any aluminum, so I don't really care. So, we're going to stick to the Cygni system. Transfer over everything in the top 4. We don't need to send this stuff around anymore. We'll send it back to Earth at some point, maybe. Alright, and then we'll let those drones pile up. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back to trading with Earth. And then over at Tellus. Again, this is a little bit monotonous, but it should be fairly easy. Oh, also fuel. I always forget that we also need fuel. Add that to your list of things to stop forgetting about. It's not like you need like 10 fuel. It's the tiniest amount, but 0 fuel won't cut it. Alright. Get this factory online. That's one more base of aluminum. See, that barely took any time at all. Now, let's see if we can find some more aluminum. No aluminum here. No aluminum there. Some aluminum there, but we'll need even more derricks. So that was what, Ariel? No, no, no. Hold on, hold on. Cassium? I need to pay attention. Cassium. Cesium. Not cassium. Cesium. Cesius. I don't know. Wait, I forgot to unload the... Yep. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. That's for sure. It's gonna be really hard for you guys to figure out what I'm even doing. Hopefully the future tubers who can pause and rewind will be able to figure out what the heck is going on. Alright. Fuel, derricks, chassis, drive, tools. Done. Just transfer everything back to calcs after that. Now, before we head down, we're going to want to send over more derricks because if we need 8, we only have 7, right? Yeah. We've got 2 more. We're building them. We're going to need a lot of derricks. We're going to probably going to burn through quite a few of these. Well, now we've got a lot more. Okay. Next, get this guy equipped. Get this guy some fuel. Get this guy an engine. I kind of wish the create button automatically created anything you had in stock, rather than making you do it all manually. Like, if you've got an engine in stock, just equip it. It's fine. And keep in mind that we could be attacked at any second, so, you know, we might need to suddenly switch off and go fight off some drones. Alright. Aluminum completed. Or aluminum mine completed. Okay, next up. Let's continue in order. Renus. No aluminum. Ozma. Some aluminum. One, two, three, four. Turn off the rest. Things are probably, now that we've got all the rigs, we're actually probably getting a decent amount of resources out of these. There should be some derricks, some fuel. I'll probably have to go through all of these bases later on. Once I've, like, finished all this stuff, I might have to go back on or off camera and, like, actually set up all the resource returns. For now, though, the goal is just to get the resources accumulating. Didn't I just send the fuel here? What happened, Ozma? Oh, I sent the wrong kind of fuel. I can't blame anyone but myself. That was my mistake. The game's interface notwithstanding. Good job, Squatchameel. Did you have a really bad luck stretch there? Alright, another station online, 1 extra derrick. Might as well bring it back up. And let's find the next one. One thing we could do is destroy some of these bases. And if there are other, like, because we can only have 16 bases per system, some of these might be garbage, and we should just let them destroy themselves so that we can go to a, you know, build a different one, basically. But I'll check that after I'm done finding all my aluminum. Alright, Ozma, Iris. Also has aluminum. 5 more derricks. It's not ISIS. Who said it was ISIS last time? Fuel. I didn't send the derrick, of course. Didn't I just send the fuel? Oh, it's here now. Never mind. Oh, I couldn't see the fuel because I hadn't built the ship yet. My bad. I've sent resources so many times and it seems like they're not even there. Alright, let's find more derricks. Got lots of derricks at Calx. Derricks to Iris. Still building more derricks? Yes, yes, good, good. Alright. Before we leave, get them equipped. Some more aluminum. I mean, this is a gigantic system. So this is really gonna, especially once we've got 16 more bases pumped up, really is gonna increase our resource income significantly. So it's not like this is a bad use of time. My biggest worry is that the enemies attack quicker than I can build drones. So this helps offset that fear. Okay, Iris and Ozma. Platina is really good. High quality base. Iron, titanium, and aluminum. That's like, if every base we could go to, this is the same as Earth. I think it's like exactly the same batch of resources as Earth. That's kind of funny. Anyway, Platina is platinum. But yeah, if every base had those 3, I'd be really happy right now. Okay, Iris to Platina. Platina? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's meant to be platinum. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn off the floor. Over in Platina. Did you ship off your fuel immediately after I sent it to you? It sure looks like you did. Alright. Platina's orbital. I'm just hoping I can get this all done without getting attacked. The more interruptions, the harder it is, because then then I forget what I'm doing. It's not like the game reminds you what you're in the middle of or anything. Oh, Deuteros. What are we gonna do when we're done, you? Alright, so that was Platina, good base. Next up is Aurum. Bad base. Thalos. Good enough base. Decent, I'd say. So Talos. Talos needs six more rigs. We will need some more. 2, 3, 4. I do need to remember the fuel once we get there. Okay, so let's see. What am I gonna do? Check which one has derricks. Talos has 2, Calx has 4. How much did I need it at Talos? That's exactly enough. We might have to take a break if we have to build more derricks is what we're going to need to do. We're shipping these out too quick. Alright. But for now... Oh. Fuel. Give me some meh. Thanks for the meh. Maybe instead of saying this game is bad, I should start saying this game is just meh. People are, in the future, it's going to be a while. But one day, someone's going to leave comments saying, Blue, you're too negative. This game is great. I remember when I was a kid playing it with my dad. And we had a great time. Don't you dare tell me this game is not good. This is the best game of 1991. Hey there, Koomba Joe. This game is bad. Why play it? Well, once I start playing a game, I have a hard time stopping. It's not bad. It's meh. I just went over that. Astatos. Iron and titanium could be useful, but right now not useful. Radius. Aluminum. That's the next target. And then there's only 3 left, so just check. Garbage. Garbage. Good. So we need 2 derricks for Procios. And then we need 8 derricks for Radius. Radius is probably the priority. We have 2. Why don't we take a look at some of the other bases, the other planets that are not colonized? If there's any good aluminum spreads, maybe I destroy some of the garbage bases and rebuild new ones. That seems like a lot of work. Like we could colonize Lithos or Lithium Thos just for the aluminum. Burra. Almiron is a new member. Enjoy the Ankylo badges and emotes. Woo, I get to say it. Silex. We could do this. You could definitely do this. It's probably not even a bad idea to optimize your resource income, but I'm not going to do it. It's just too much work. You figured it out. Yeah, YouTube's sometimes a bit weird. Oh! Never mind. I'm in a good mood. It took like 100 days or more after conquering. I really wanted this to happen last episode so I could be excited. Aw, thanks, Walsh. This helium fuel mixture is hot stuff. Using controlled ignition of some fuel, we could direct the resulting energy through a platinum tube. This would fuse anything in its path. The only drawback is that the explosion will also destroy the laser and its carrier. Well, we better research that. Let's have a look at the pulse blast laser. Where's the happy music? Almiron, you did it. You finally got the researchers working. Thanks for joining the team. You made this Ankylo's day. We don't even need any more resources. We'll be fine. It's gonna take a little while to get researched and constructed, but you'll see. You'll see. There's always a downside. Oh, don't worry about the downside to this. Alright. The B laser. It's called the Blazer. It uses a little bit of palladium, a tiny amount of platinum, and a bunch of helium fuel. It's better than meh. So, it's pretty cheap. You gotta understand, this is actually a very cheap item. It doesn't cost very much to build it. And we click it. Highly destructive pulse weapon. It needs to be on an iOS or larger. So what do we do with that? Well, we gotta start building them. That's what we gotta start doing. How many battle drones do you think we've got by now? Not lots. Let's, I still want the mining rigs going over here too. So, Earth is gonna produce B lasers for a little while. And I still want to have, like, a few people making me more battle drones, like the big Star Galleon battle drones. Actually, yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to have 2 people spamming out the new specialty, the Blazer. And then we're going to have 2 people continuing to build backup star drones. We've got enough for now. And then at somewhere we've got the combat drones. Oh, we've got so many of those. Alright, I'm going to spoil it a little bit and say, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Star drones are good, but what we actually need now are other things. So instead of building a ton of iOS drones, you're going to build me iOS chassis, and I should probably make sure those get sent. iOS chassis. Yeah, make sure we send those to Earth. It's fine. And Miranda, you're going to build me only iOS drive units. And then we're going to make sure we're sending the drive units to Earth. Okay. And then that's 2 Blazers, 2 Star Drones, iOS chassis, iOS drive unit. We might need a few of these if you're wondering. Then we're going to build a bunch of tool holding mounts. We've got a fair number of these already, but just focus construction here. Okay. And anything else we need? I think that's all we need. Should be good. So, Blazers. What do we do with Blazers? Well, what if I told you? If we knew the next place we were going to be attacked. I don't know where we're going to be attacked. But I have some ideas. We're going to do this sort of manual for now, but I may end up automating all of this. We're going to send you a Blazer. And then I'm going to send you iOS tool 1, 2, 3. And I guess you need a tiny bit of fuel. Again, you don't really need much fuel, but it's in a bit. Really doesn't look like the fuel left. Doesn't seem like that changed the volume. Anyway, for now, go back to trading with somebody else. So, what I should have just done there, if I did it right, is at Prasios, which is somewhere we want to keep because it's got aluminum anyway for one day. I sent over the goods. We don't need any pilots. We just need a tool pod, an iOS chassis and drive unit. Put that on it, which is takes up all 3 slots. Put this here, and then launch it. Pulse blast laser. Well, you might notice you can't move it. The only downside is that it's basically never moves, but I'm pretty sure we'll need it here at some point. I don't know if that'll be the next place we get attacked, but that would be great if it is. While we're constructing stuff back at home, we've got the derricks ready, so let's continue upgrading my aluminum income, because I do want that. So radius. But yeah, we're without spoiling everything. Once we get this all figured out with the new tech, we shouldn't ever again have a resource shortage on drones. Okay. Just keeping it together. Give me a little bit of meh. Let's get this aluminum online. Not that you know, I think we're going to need as much as we used to need. But I'll do some math for you guys in a second, once you see how this works. I'll admit, at first I wasn't super impressed by it, so if you're just watching for the first time blindly, you might not think too much of this B laser. But I can sell it. We can upsell it. Alright, and if we get 2 more, we can finish that. We can turn the Derrick production off for now. Just to finish up our aluminum mines. 5. Apparently he didn't even need the tool pods. Right, because I sent them for the other reason. Yeah. Procios. I'm almost daring them to attack me now. But they'll probably attack the wrong place, so it doesn't even really matter. Alright, all bases with aluminum are fully upgraded. And unless we've made enough aluminum on this system... Oops. Under attack at Augustus. Well, clearly we're not defended there. Still got to see a few more drone fights. Good torpedo, though. Wow. Okay, but remember that Augustus. I'm not even going to do anything else here right now. Just remember that Augustus for a second, in a second. I want to finish what I was in the middle of, though. Alright, so. Augustus. Back in Barnard. No, Lawland. Augustus. We're gonna send him a starter pack of B lasers. And one of all the goodies. Boom, boom, boom. He'll need a bit of fuel, but, you know, we'll figure it out. So, just getting this all set up, of course, will take a fair bit of time. But once it's set up, oh boy. I am probably going to try to automate this a fair bit, too. Once you've seen it once. They need some fuel. It's only slow right now because I haven't moved around. Once I balance load all of our resources everywhere, this is not going to be a problem. Alright, out you go. Well, if they come back to Augustus, we'll be ready for them. Probably don't have a lot of room for eye chassis right now back at Earth, but we got room for them. Okay, let's do this basically in each system once, because I don't know where they're going to attack next, and, you know, we could just save scum it, but... Send one to Leda. Do. 1, 2, 3. Okay, over at Leda. Definitely don't want to put any admirals on these guys. come on. If you misclick the box just a tiny little bit. Atlantic is under attack. Okay, before we go there, make sure Leda sends lasers back home. Okay. We don't have very many right now, so, you know. Alright, well, I didn't get to protect Atlantica yet because, you know... Of course we're not there already. I wonder if we could... What have they got over here? No. If you had the stuff ready, there's another thing we could do, which would work really well. You might be able to guess what I'm thinking of, but we're not prepped for it yet. Sure hope we get there in time. But you guys love the drone warfare, right? This is the real reason we play this game. Alright. Well, Atlantica, I guess you're next on the list. Always just cleaning up after them. Where's all my iOS chassis? I know I had more than that, and they're just not coming back in quick enough. Did Leda steal them? Yes. They're going back. I just didn't want to interrupt the attack. Alright. So, Atlantica. I just want to show one of these off. Asking for too much. Can you guys guess what they do? I mean, don't spoil it if you know, but... If you've never played this game before or seen it play before, what would you think a bee laser would do? There's a giant nuke bomb. Alright, I think that's where the next attack here will go. I don't know for Romulus and Remus. We've got one at Laland. So there's really like there's only two more bases, two more places with nothing. Wait a couple days. Did you run out of storage space or what happened? You ran out. We weren't even building the dumb bee lasers because I didn't. You need a resource to build them that I normally don't share around that well. Dummy blue. Alright, well that'll speed up the bee laser production. Alright. Romulus and Renus, you're next. Alright. 1, 2, 3. I hate myself. 1, 2. Now they'll need a tool pod. There they are. I'm just gonna wait. I told you guys what to build. Give it to me. Now, Romulus and Remus are kind of special because it's such a small space. There's only 2 planets that can even be attacked here. So we can just put one of these on each planet. It's a little different on large systems. Hey, we got some cool Mario music. That's all we need. All this work could have just beat the game by now. Nah, it wouldn't have been that easy to beat the game. This will make a very big difference in our drone losses. Alright. Fully protected system. Potentially protected from the next attacks. Not protected. Creon, do you think Creon will be attacked again? Or will it be a different one? I think it only got attacked once. Oh, I forgot at Romulus and Remus to send their goods back. We don't have a lot of spare blazers yet. It kind of figures. Oh, boy. Okay. How much have we got back in Earth? We got 10 blazers. Music's banging. I don't know what song was banging, but I'm glad you're banging to it. Alright, where did I just say I was going to send them to? Creosol, man? Creon. It's a lot of work for something we haven't even seen work once. 1, 2, 3. So, like, the main reason I don't generally share resources with all my my colonies is if they do get conquered, although I tend to just save scum it, but if they do get conquered, they lose everything that's there. One of the reasons I don't mind save scumming as much is because I did prepare kind of the in-game defense that if this base did get destroyed, I wouldn't really lose any resources other than silica. It doesn't matter. We're running out of places to stuff it. But I would just have to rebuild the derricks, and rebuilding the derricks isn't that expensive. It's just time-consuming. So save scumming to avoid that is, you know, fine. But once this setup is good, we probably won't have to worry about ever losing another base. But it is a bunch of work, and we're just getting the very first steps going. The demonstration, basically. Proof of concept. Alright. I would like to see one of these work. Oh, I should send them back to Earth for now. Okay, come on, game. Attack one of the bases that's prepared. I dare ya. Double dog dare ya. Do you think the methanoids know what's coming for them? Their reign of terror is nearing its end. Oh no, we're attacked at Creon. Well, we could fight it out with drones. Or get him! I can't. I was gonna go get him, boy, but activate! Oh, look, there's hundreds of drones coming! Oh no! Close your eyes! Craft destroyed. So, for the cost of one craft, 200 drones gone. Sure, it cost us an iOS, a tool pod, but that's it. Space station's fine. I think I meant to not deploy those because it was such a garbage base. I don't think it harms the derricks. It's interesting that that's the one that has nothing in it. It's oh no, I think Creon got conquered once, right? And then I was mad and never rebuilt it. Anyway, so you don't really need these guys anymore if you know where to go. So let's replace Creons. So the biggest problem right now is, of course, just replacing the lost Blazers and stuff. But yeah, it's we'll do a little bit of math here in just a second. 1, 2, 3. And then just keep somewhere that I know where you're going. So in Creon, we have to, you know, rebuild it. That's part of the annoyance, no doubt. But if all my bases had shared fuel, so I didn't have to change that, everyone had a few iOSs, and everyone had a couple tool pods and some B lasers, what would stop us from just doing this and launching it? We wouldn't even need to deploy them ahead of time, right? Would we? Because it takes 1 day to launch, but if I had that in every single base, wouldn't we just win? I think we would just win. So that's the plan, and it's gonna take a little while to get it all set up, no doubt. But it's more just a matter of managing the share screen. So what I need to do, we'll start with Earth system first. Oh, clearly. Every one of these spaces trades with Earth. So all we need to do is to make sure all of them are sharing blazers with Earth, sharing iOSs, fuel, and tool pods. And that's it. That's all we really need to do. Yeah, it's a little bit of micromanagement here, but once we start building enough of them, and it will take a while to build up, you know, a good stock. That's why we're going to start with, you know, preferential placement of them, basically, to get set up. But there should be no way to ever lose another drone unless we're attacking. Which seems pretty good to me. After the hell that this game has put me through. So, I'm just gonna do Earth for now. Obviously, you have to do this, like, once for every base. But it's just 4 things. Well, 5 if you count the fuel. And it's probably better to not deploy them immediately, because there is a limit of 16 ships per system. So, Earth would have 16 deployed all at once to guard all 16, which, I mean, you'd have no mining or anything, and you wouldn't be able to really fly much around other than with your big ships, so. Should be good. So, Titan. This will also open up the production lines a bit, so they won't stop producing, because there's going to be a huge storage capacity for all of these Blazers, iOS chassis, and tool pods once we start trading them all around like this. Because now, instead of holding 15 and then running out of room, well, 15 times 16, it's quite a few. And these starter bases all share fuel anyway, so. Just remember, in other places, I gotta share those. Blazers. Just a little bit of a brain fart here as I click, clickety click. Was that Ariel? No. Did I get Miranda then? It would be really nice if you could save your layout and then just copy paste it everywhere. That'd be Sure, handy, wouldn't it? Luckily, once we get this started, there's an easy way to check if I did my settings correctly. We won't have to manually check everything, every space again once we've got it. Once we've got it set up, there's an easy way to find out if you did it right. Alright. Okay, let's just give it a little bit of time. Just go a bit quicker. Safer to click this button. If we get attacked, I can't accidentally skip a day. Whereas if I'm clicking or holding down on the bottom, I can miss one. Alright, did I set it up correctly? Blazers. Well, they're still missing some on a couple places. Titan and Miranda might be messed up. Oh no, Lada's under attack. Oh boy, all the poor drones. Also, it takes less time to do this than it does to, you know, move all the drones around and fight the drones and build them back up again. So theoretically, Leda could just make another one right now. I'm not going to, because I don't think Leda will get attacked again. They will attack, I do like Super Mario RPG music. But that was pretty loud. Yeah, I don't think they'll go for Leda next. They'll go to the next place. The game got better with thermonuclear warfare. Also, Leda did not destroy any derricks, so... yeah, there should be no ground expense to this system. Which means, essentially, we don't need these drones anymore. We can send them all to the attack force. We don't actually need these ships at all. Come on home. Dang it! Why aren't you producing anything? This guy was supposed to produce one of the things, and then it stopped. Meanwhile, over in Prasios... boom! They thought they could attack us twice in like 10 days, and it would get on my nerves. Not anymore. Win. For free. Alright, now what was going on back at Earth? Ganymedes was making drones. I think they were making tool pods here. And they ran out of space and then stopped. Probably. But now we need more tool pods. Alright, just keep an eye on things here. Looks like Titan might have been messed up. Sounds like me to miss one. Oh no, it's been bad luck, I guess. Well, it's got one now. It just takes a little while to build up a backlog, build up a supply. Venus and Earth will always have more because they're the ones producing them. But as we get a bigger stockpile, it'll start spreading them out. And we're just going to do that everywhere. And it's going to take a little while to build enough, no doubt about it. But, looks like we're doing fine. Blazers are coming along. How are we doing for iOS chassis? Similar. We definitely want enough of these that there's always going to be one everywhere. Before we give up on our, see, and sometimes I do miss a thing. So we really should be careful to make sure there's... because if we're not going to leave drones, we got to make sure there's an iChassis everywhere. And an iDrone. And fuel. iDrive. So Titan again. And Earth. We should probably just go constructing crazy for a little while. Maybe turn the drone construction off. Just to get these blazers really set up properly. Yeah, it is set up right. While we're thinking about drones, how many drones do we have? Oh, we've got probably enough drones to start talking about another attack anyway, so. For now, let's go back to Earth. Let's go... We're gonna say Earth is no longer in charge of drone production. I know it's crazy. 2 more pulse lasers. And then another on iOS's. Titania and Uranus. Drive unit. Hopefully I got those right. Titania. iOS chassis. Uranus. iOS drive. Neptune. We'll go to another tool pod. Okay, that's 4 blazers, 2 iOS chassis, 2 iOS drives, 2 tool pods. Enjoy your lunch, David. I had a good lunch earlier, too. Basically just double production of the stuff we want to produce. Why are you guys not producing, though? Probably because I never set up the fuel. You don't need the fuel to use them, you just need the fuel to build them. Alright. Why are you not producing? Because you finished. What was beside you? iChassis. Yeah, see, this is the thing. It gets all confused. iChassis and iDrive. Gotta keep an eye on those dumb little factories. Earth also stopped building because it ran out of storage space. Alright, everything's going now. Good. How is our stocks looking? We are still building some drones, that's fine. We should have a much better distribution of pulse lasers. We really only need 1, and I think as long as you've got an average of like 3 or 4, that'll always be 1 everywhere. It splits them whenever they get to the point, but you know, some places are producing them, so they get a little bit more. iOS chassis and drives are looking pretty good. And tool pods. Alright, so now we're going to start adding other things to the network. What we'll do, we'll start with an easy one at Sirius. We're going to make their stores. They don't build anything right now, but you know they could. How by the way, how is our aluminum supply back here while we've been farting around? So now we're not using as much aluminum. So our aluminum's starting to go up a little bit. Great. So back to Sirius. What we'll do here, we'll trade with, well, traditionally Earth. Actually, these guys are going to trade at the bottom. If everybody trades with Earth, it just becomes a pain. Earth gets, because all the resources are just shared, Earth ends up having too much. It doesn't split them up nicely. It gets the network gets overloaded, let's say. Earth doesn't have broadband yet. Okay. So you're going to share with Pluto. And Remus, you're going to share with Mercury. Just the bottom 2, basically, because maybe I'll remember. We do need to share, not helium. Tool pods, iOS's, lasers, and then anything you produce gets sent. And it'll eventually get to Earth after 1 jump. And these guys will then become production bases. Okay. I'm going to add a couple more. Proxima is a small base, so we'll get these ones hooked up. Maybe you'll be able to follow a bit of a pattern here if you're following along. Sometimes I'm a little bit of a fan of the OCD style. Okay. We'll get things to Neptune, and then eventually Earth. Okay, and then Baltic. Can you guess which base you'll trade with? It's not really the name of the system, it's just the location of the system on the screen. Alright, 2 more. Everyone's joining the cool network. This was Pacific. You're trading with Uranus. Look at this distributed network of resources. And then we're going to get attacked by the pirate, and they're going to mess everything up, and I'm going to uninstall the game. Alright. There we go. So that's 6 more added to the network that will be shortly ready for any attack. We'll want to add Centauri. We'll probably add Lalande next, because it's easy, and Cygni, you know, we'll see. Procyon needed more, did I not? Well, Procyon was just attacked. I want to finish my set up on my easy base. My small bases first. The goal is just to get, you know, defenses up now. We're walling up. Finally. Finally we can defend every base at the same time, rather than just having to predict where the aliens will attack and magically save scum your way to victory. But we really will need a lot of these spread around. Like, I don't want to spread too fast so that we do get attacked and have 0 there of one thing, and then we lose 13 of these. Oh hey, it's about time for this. This took way too friggin' long as well. Head of Research, we tried our best to find a solution to your rogue ship. All we've come up with is a lockable cryopod. Once the pirate crew is inside, there's no way they can escape. Although I have no idea how you'll persuade them in. Traitors! Cool. Well, that's something to look forward to. Prison pod! At least they're staying in Petra, so I don't have to worry about it right now. I'm not sure how we're going to get them in either. It's possible on super speed we can't, because they leave before we can click on them. But we'll see. It might be another one of those quick time events. Hey. Alright, so how are our expansions looking for shared resources? Blazers are here. Tool pods are here. Chassis and drives are here. That base is totally good. Next up, not Centauri, but Proxima. Looks like we are fully protected here as well, which definitely means we can disband some of these things. Atlantic already has a defender. What I'm going to be doing is just adding the drones to the communal stock. Also adding the IOSs to the communal stock. At least for now, the systems that only have a few bases, we can just clean this up a little bit. And this will add more drones to our attack force. Also, more access to some warlords if we want to move them to one of the big ships. Or we can send the Starbus to pick all these guys up. Well, now this looks dumb. Welcome to Earth. The save scum is finally retired. Okay, I'm glad I added the RPG, the Super Mario RPG, to the OC to the playlist. These are nice. Mixing them in with my other songs. Very good. Alright. Good to go. Now, this one's a long way off. I don't know about this base. I don't know about this system. That's a lot to protect. Star Selector. Lawland's definitely next. And probably Centauri after that. Let's just put a save down, see where we get attacked next, and then I just want to give it a bit of time to build up some resources here. Also, while I'm thinking about it, how are our drones looking? We're not building as many drones anymore, but it's fine. We've got probably around... We've got at least 2,000. You know, every time we defend a system with those other buildings, the B lasers, that's 200 free drones, because we can send them to attack. So that's almost worth it on its own. Oh, by the way, let's do a little bit of math, right? Everyone loves the math. Before we finish the prison pod, well, let's finish the prison pod first. I don't want to interrupt my researchers. Okay. Easy. Very easy to build. We just have to get this guy on it somehow. But yeah, so Pulse Blast Laser. For the cost of 120 palladium and 30 platinum and 600 fuel, plus you've got to include the cost of... Where are they? iOS chassis. So 1 chassis, 1 drive unit, and 1 tool pod. But the tool pods are so cheap, we probably don't really need to think about it. They're basically free. So those resources don't really matter. Pulse Blast, that counts. iOS chassis and drive unit. Well, the drive unit's not much, but let's add these up, right? So for 130 iron, 300 titanium, 175 aluminum, a little bit of carbon doesn't count because we've got infinite carbon, and 90 copper. So 300 titanium, 90 copper, and 150 iron. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, the most expensive part of that is the titanium. We're actually aluminum restrained, but let's just pretend it's 300 titanium, and that's what we're going by. That is in drone. Oh, and also don't forget we have to throw in the pulse blast. But the palladium and the platinum, it's a small amount. But it's this fuel that we've got a lot of that we have nothing to spend it on, right? That's like less than 1 torpedo. It's 1,000 torpedo, 1,000 fuel per torpedo on the big ships. So anyway, for 300 titanium and a bit less of the other materials, and about... See you later, Almiron. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good lunch. For, you know, around 100 rare resources and 300 titanium, you can kill an entire fleet of drones. If you build your own drones, I'm not even going to include the iOS costs because they're reusable, but you generally lose... How many of these? 100? Between 50 and 100, let's say. Let's say 50, just to be on the low end. But I would say it's often 100 without save scumming. 50 of these? That's like 5,000 aluminum, 5,000 titanium, 1,500 platinum, 1,500 palladium. Just every attack we were spending, you know, on that kind of order. Maybe even losing 100 on average. So we were losing like 12,000 aluminum every attack. Now, I'm sure we make a lot of aluminum. We make thousands of aluminum per turn. But 12,000 aluminum per attack is still a lot. Well, now we don't. Now we just lose about 1 ship's worth. And the blazer costs us almost nothing. It's just so much more efficient on resources and time. Also, building 100 drones takes about 500 days of manufacturing. Building 1 blazer, a tool pod, and a chassis, that's 4 parts. That's 20 build days versus 500 build days. And about 100th the resources. So, yeah, I mean, that's the secret. And then, I mean, right now, yeah, we've turned all of our production to blazers. But we're not using a lot of resources to build them. And the the other things, like the drones, we'll be saving them up now. There we go. I knew that would leave at some point. So anyway, that's what I'm excited about, is now we can basically save all of our resources for drone production. Now, okay, we're running, it looks like we're low on helium, but we've got a pretty good stash of helium fuel. I don't know, maybe at some point we can't produce enough, maybe we run low on helium and we can't produce enough helium deuterium fuel. We have a ton of deuterium and some helium, and most of it got converted to fuel, which we're now converting as fast as we can make it into blazers. And I don't know, maybe at some point we'll have not enough fuel, but I doubt it. One thing we might be able to do is now upgrade some of our bases that had helium, because helium might be more valuable once again. Up till now it was like, we need some, but not by much, but now we can use it. I'm just checking if there's any bases that have helium that I didn't upgrade. Helium is probably one of the rarer, probably the rarest resource, honestly. It's probably only on gas giants. There might be a quicker way to check for it than this. Doesn't look like there's any helium over here. Okay, but the way I was thinking is you could probably just check these. Hydrogen gas giant. Rock giant. Rock giant. I mean, they don't really sound... This is because it's got random resources. They should be gas giants, but... Anyway, you could just check through here, see if anything has helium on it. There's got to be helium somewhere. And we could probably prioritize getting more of it. Calx had helium. I didn't even check Calx. So, that'll upgrade. Like, I could put some... I should probably put some shuttles here to speed that up. Let's see. I'm not going to, because I don't think it's going to matter, but... You know, if you're playing along, maybe find some helium. We never built that last... Didn't we skip, like... Yeah, we never... Yeah, so we didn't build the base on Hadrian. Hadrian had helium, of course. So, you know, I missed out on, like, a little bit of helium there. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it right now. We should be okay. If we run out of B lasers, then... Bad blue. I would also like to test out if my strategy of don't build them until we're under attack works, which is, you know, on the agenda to do. Remus. Well, Remus had one ready to go. Boom! This is just so satisfying, though, for me. Alright, good. What I was trying to check was, is everyone building? I think we were running low on helium, aren't we? Or we ran out of storage space for something and then they stopped? Well, we've got a lot of B lasers, I guess. Oh, I should build those prison pods at some point too. They're just not sharing them efficiently enough. So we're building them on Phoebe, Titan, Venus, and Earth. Okay. Oh! Oh! The game did that trick. Dang it! Yeah, well that makes sense. I love it when the game does dumb stuff like that. No wonder the B laser production turned off. We're not trading them anywhere. This makes me angrier than it should, but... Remember, this is not a very good game. Never forget. I don't think anyone ever tested it, because this would have been an easy bug. A relatively easy bug to figure out. Relatively. I mean, you know, beta testing. Yeah, I'm okay with this current setup. I'm just routing my resources up a little bit more in parallel rather than everyone sends everything to Earth. Everything will get to Earth eventually, but it's going to be more than one step away. Seeing as I'm going through them anyway, right? This is so dumb. I can't believe the game did this to me one last time. Bad game. No cookie for you. Anything messing with your logistic system should be illegal. Just like when the pirate changes it, like, you spend a lot of time setting up your logistics network to be relatively automated so you don't have to look at things. And then if somebody is, like, ruining it behind your back, even if it's just, like, a bug like this, man, that's just nasty. No save copy feature, and you've got to, like, double check whenever you research something in case it ruined it. Alright. Earth, solar system, back to normal. Let's fix these ones up. Okay, and then next one on the list is Centaur. No, and is Proxima. I mean, I think we're just gonna need one prison pod, so there's not really a point of having, like... Maybe we do need one prison pod on every planet. I don't know. Probably not, though. Alright. Everywhere is set up again that's in the network. That's 3 systems out of 6. I'm going to let them balance out, and then I'll set up Laland next, because it's pretty much small. Seeing as I just fixed all that stuff, let me put a save down. And then we want to get the production going again here. So hopefully there's room. Because we're definitely going to need more pulse lasers. I don't think they should shut off when they run out of storage space. I think they should just go on hold. Alright, they're working again. B lasers are being distributed through the network. Let's take a look at Earth's stockpile. Yeah, we've got like a pretty good stockpile here of the stuff we need. A little bit low on iOS's, but, you know, we're actually building like twice as many B lasers right now because we've got 4 producers of these and only 2 each of iDrives, iChassis, and tool pods. So, like, it's not perfectly balanced, don't get me wrong. There's 16 bases here. We could balance that out if I cared. Sure. Actually, I don't think it'll quite balance out, but we can build less drones. iChassis. iDrive. No more star drones for now. We'll build them somewhere else. Tool pods. Tool pods. So that's 4 tool pods, 4 B lasers. That's 8. 3 iDrives. There's 16 total bases. 4 B lasers plus 4 tool pods is half. That's 8. there should be room for 4 iDrives and 4 iOSs, but I mixed them. Ah, because there's still drones here. There's gotta be like one last person still building an iOS drone, yeah. Alright, that's 4 of each. That means we're producing them at the same speed. I probably should have done that from the beginning. But I knew I had like some extra iOSs in supply rather than 0 B lasers. So B lasers kind of had the priority. Next up, let's get La Land geared up. So the last place I geared up was Proxima. They're good to go, right? Oh yeah, they should be pretty much set by now. Good. So what I can do is keep track of how far we went up the list. Where we're trading for. We've done the bottom 6, basically. Let's go to Proxima, or La Land, and continue. So we'll trade now with Phoebe, Blazer, send drone, because we're going to build drones everywhere else once I get this set up. Earth is going to be supplying B lasers forever. Everywhere else is going to be building different attack drones. But it will take a while for the resources to get balanced out. Okay, that's what we're doing everywhere in this system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So much automation. Now, it might be questionable how much time this is saving in the overall completion of the game, but I don't know. This is closer to playing Factorial. I can do this. 1, 2, 3. This one. Star drone. What do you see? The eyes of the void looking at me. Used to be a swim teacher. Lots of dumb songs to keep the kids from screaming at you. Congratulations, Dinu. Evolving in the Twitch sneakily. Stealthily like. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 2 more, Julius. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Miranda. Well, no, just trading with Miranda. That means the next one goes to Ariel. Nero to Ariel. Yeah, that's what I just said. Oh yeah, you can keep the fuel in the hub location just so we can warp out of here if we need to. Alright. That system should get loaded up, and then I won't need the Augustus, I won't need the whale to defend anymore, which is good because I never actually reloaded it, and it could be attacked. Centauri is protected, although, you know, that's something I haven't really done a lot of yet. And Cygni. I haven't put base, I did have one here before, but then I never rebuilt it. Well, let's get our current, you know, base set up. See how long that takes. Did not take very long. Yeah, we've got enough resources back in Earth base that these get shared out pretty darn fast. Alright, well this base is good to go. Set course for the hub worlds. Drop off those excess drones. Dock. You, sir, have an automatically defended system. Alright, good. What I'm going to do while I'm thinking about it is a tiny base like this is going to produce a tiny amount of the big drones. I don't need a ton of them. I just need someone to build a few just to keep the supply incoming. They'll be sending them back towards Earth slowly. And yeah, that'll be fine. I don't want a ton of them anyway, so just a trickle income. Earth is no longer building small drones. Let's set up some basic iOS drones here. That's 4. We're gonna probably want more than 4 factories for these, though. Let's say a third for the big drone, and then 4 more little drones. That's 8. You know, it's half of our main system. But we also don't lose them anymore. So we shouldn't be running low on them at all the way we used to. We've got over 2,000 stocked up right now, which is great. We're pretty much ready to attack the next system. I'm just getting my defenses in order so I can forget about things as I attack. It'll just make my life a little easier next time. Everyone in Europe has fallen asleep. It's all good. I am streaming at a strange time now. I used to stream this time, like a few years ago. But we're at a time now where all my regulars for the last couple months are all passed out. But it's fine. This is one of those games that it's not worth watching anyway. Alright. Boom. I still haven't had a chance to test out the deploy after the alert goes off. And that's really, before I end this episode, that's my plan. I'd like to see if my strategy is even going to work. So just let everyone build up for a little while. One of these days they're going to attack a station that's ready, but doesn't have something outside of it ready to blow up. Also, Venus stopped working again. We might be running out of helium fuel now. Septimus, maybe this is the time? Yeah. Alright, here we go. So we're under attack. Oh no, what do we do? As long as the stuff is here. 9 blazers, yeah. We've got plenty built up. We may have used most of our methane fuel to get here, but I don't think we needed... You know, we're building way more. Like, once we've got the basic setup, we don't need more than, like, probably 1 base building B lasers, if that. Because we're just going to use 1 every 100 days. Alright, we launched. Yeah, that's it. It's going to work perfect. It just takes 1 day to launch. So as long as you've got the resources at the base, you could micromanage it where they had all the resources at Earth, and then as soon as a base got attacked, you might need 4 different bases. You could have, like, Earth would have the B lasers, Venus would have the tool pods, the iOS drives, the iOS drives and chassis. And then on 1 day, each one of these 4 bases ship to the same base that's under attack. Click end day, all the stuff gets there. Second day, you build the ship like we just did. Launch the ship. Third day, you attack. And from there, you wouldn't even have to do what we're doing, because you could just ship the defenses in a single day anywhere you needed to, and then deploy them in the next day. And the fuels, just in case you didn't have fuels. You need 5. But still, like that would probably work. This guy ran out of storage space of something. Probably iDrives. Honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point. We've pretty much we've built so many of these shuttles and drives right now that I don't think we're in any risk of running out ever again, really. We've got like hundreds of them, probably. Taking a little bit of time to trade them around to balance them out. Yeah, we've got so many. Okay, well, let's connect up another system. we're just going to finish connecting these up. And for this episode, basically, we will finish connecting these up. And then next episode, we'll be ready to invade the next system. We'll save that for the next actual episode, but it should be fine. Alright, Pluto. You're good. Chloe to Mercury. Blazer, Star Drone, Star Drone. Drive, Chassis, Tool Pod. Did I get the Tool Pod last time? Kind of feel like I might have missed that. It is a problem if you miss one. Nope, we're good. Chimera Squad. Star Drone, iOS Drone, Drive Chassis, Tool Pod. Trait. Cersei. But this is it. Like, this is the last resource balancing I think we'll ever have to do. It's going to be so nice not having to think about where to deploy my drone defenses. Even though the game is nearly over. And I know we just spent like an hour and a half setting this all up, so we could have possibly conquered an entire system in the time it took to do this. Maybe. But we have 3 more systems to conquer. And if we just get this done first, while we're conquering those 3 systems, we won't have to look back. And looking back, I think, is what was really killing me. Killing my drive. Plus, this was kind of a nice break. From the hassle. And it's nice to see a strategy work. You know, this game, not every strategy I've come up with has been successful. Some things, like the torpedo launcher, I just never really figured out the proper way to use it. But now we don't have to use torpedo launchers. We can just use the nuke. Just set up bombs. Some of these bases still have leftover remnants from the earlier days of colonization. Boy, that Dave Hicks guy is going to be so happy with all this, probably. It's his favorite game, you know. Haven't seen him around. He's probably sleeping by now. He's like UK time, which is probably like 10 o'clock at night or something. Alright. Almost there. Almost there. Keep it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at this row. This row. Blazer. Star Drone. iOS Drone. Chassis drive, tool pods, balance, and then the last row, you know, we'll say the last row is on the top with Earth. We have not traded with very much with Earth lately. Everyone else travels to Earth, but alright, you're already balanced because you're the hub. And then Sir Crops, you can trade with Venus. There's David, still watch. Still watching, alright. I didn't know how late it was your time. I figured it might be that time of the night where... Well, I know we've lost a lot of viewers. I think we're at a weird time of the day now where everyone's at work or asleep. Also, the game, you know, might be putting people to sleep. Chat has just dried off a little bit the last hour or two, which is fine. I don't mean to complain or anything. I'm just there's not much to talk about. All right, that's another base set up. It's theoretically ready to go. Let's send you back to the hub world. And that just leaves one more, which is, of course, a gigantic one. We'll let things balance out for our new system. Assuming the resources look good, I don't think I'm going to be conquering a whole lot more. We're just going to be destroying things from here on out. Alright, Centauri, are you ready? You've got B lasers all over the place. iOS, iDrive, toolpod. Yep. Really, not even that. Like, it takes a bit of work clicking all the stuff, but then you're good and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And now everyone has resources everywhere, so if we want to, we can turn on any factory to build anything. And, I mean, I have to set up this stuff to move it around, but... Oops, I actually did make a mistake there, technically. Wonder how many times I click Star Drone, Star Drive instead of Star Drone, iOS Drone. I'm not going to go check them, but hopefully I didn't do that too often. Alright, let's give it a little bit more time. Oh, I was going to retire that guy. Add the drones to the stockpile. Defense Force, you did your job. You served honorably. We don't do drone defense anymore, though. You can join the bombing squad. Well, you don't really, like... No one has... You can pilot the ship remotely or something. It's probably more fun, anyway, sending the nukes at the enemies. Okay. Still at Petra, we don't have to worry about him. The Star Grabby. So good. We actually don't have a whole lot of backup Star Drones. I think I'll wait for one more attack, and then I will queue up all the defenses for our final system here in Signy, and then we'll prepare for our next attack. While I'm looking at it, how's our drones looking? Okay, yeah, it's definitely time to attack. 3,000 drones. We've probably prepared longer than necessary, no doubt about it. And now they're not even attacking me, so... Alright. Let's just hook it up. You know, I didn't even give these guys resources to hook up, but... If we ever run low on resources, you should you know, if you're playing along, you might want to consider just connecting everything up. Don't forget to actually mine the planets you're on. I think we're at about the number of bases, though, where it doesn't really matter anymore. But let's get these guys connected. And then we can kind of forget about them. Given the number of drones we have, I don't think I'm going to need to even turn on any more of these, like, you know, I'm sharing resources here, but we probably don't need to. This is, like, we could just funnel all the resources back to Earth base and let them, you know, be the ones building stuff. But, like, it's fine. The reason I wasn't doing that before is no longer necessary because, you know, these bases are never going to get conquered. There's just no way. Here, listen to some music while I click random buttons. That'll help. I'll just rest my voice. Nope. That's the one I was at. Lost track of where I was. I am questioning the value of all of this micromanagement, but in the spirit of never having to do it again, I think it's probably worth it. And then when we finish the game, we can truly say we mastered it. Just not the torpedoes. Says the guy with planets with no, without full resource management, without all the mines active. There's some colony managers that are really confused why we're supporting these space stations if they're not even providing any resources for the Empire. I just don't understand. Let's just get all the delivery locations set up, because it's kind of easier just do it all together here. Nope. Super click in with me, BlueAnkylo. Alright, you're going to work. Cool. So, we got through 3 rows, right? Yeah. Number 4. I see star. I'm like, should I click the star twice? Almost there, guys. If you made it this far, you can make it to the end. If you're still watching this at an hour 37 into the episode, congratulations, you're gonna make it. It's like, what, how many 6 left? Do it a countdown. Sure would have been nice if there was a copy-paste mechanic, wouldn't there? Next time you're making a game that has, you know, inventory management, maybe allow for saving loadouts and copy-pasting them in. Your players will thank you for it. I know it's 1991, no one had cool stuff like that. But we're looking at things from 2020, you know. Hopefully learned 1 or 2 tricks. You can make a retro game. If you wanted to, you could make another throwback to this game. But don't just copy it. Take the parts of this game that you enjoy, mix in some improvements. Some things here need to be improved. But I could see a remake of a game like this working if you took out the tedious parts, added some more, well, obviously a modern interface and all that would help a lot. Could work. I suppose to some degree a lot of the you know, the SimCity type things. Not exactly SimCity, but like the management ones, like the Tycoon games probably is more what I mean. They end up a lot like this. Is that it? Master of Orion? Well, that's more combat oriented, but yeah, Master of Orion 1, it had some problems for sure. I think Master of Orion 2 is when it really hit its stride. But, never really... what word am I looking for? Has not been a lot of good sequels to Master of Orion after the first 2 games. Lots of other game companies have tried it, and some of them have been successful, but It's kind of a tricky one to replicate, that series, for some reason. Alright, let's see if this works. I mean, I'm sure it will work, but... Of course we get attacked at Cadmus. Well, it's as easy as this. I'm very confident that as this gets set up, this will take less time than moving all those drones around. We never even automated the drones spreading them around the world like this. Oh, right. Click that one. Duh. Master of Orion 1 remake? I don't know if I ever played that. I just know there's been a lot of Master... Yeah, actually, no, I did hear about it. I never played it. I think it was rough in beta or something. Like, maybe it turned out good, but it started off a little slow kind of thing. I liked Star Drive, which was like another one of those sort of spiritual remakes. Not by the same company, but... It's not exactly the same at all, but I played a lot of Star Drive. There's a lot of Star-ish kind of games that are similar to Master of Orion, but they have their own tweaks, their own take. Alright, let's have a look at my... Over 3,000, I like it. We should get to 9,000. Everywhere has lasers, iOS's, and chassis. We are fully operational. We don't need the Johnny Depp anymore. Come on, let me finish. So close. It's weird how they sometimes they group up their attacks and you get like 2 attacks right in a row and then they'll leave you alone for like, 100, 200 days. Original XCOM was your jam too? Yeah. You missed the Xenonauts Let's Play. I think. Maybe you saw it, I don't know. Xenonauts with all the fancy mods. Pretty good throwback to the old XCOM. Alright, that's fine. The Johnny D made it back to Calx. Add the drones to the pot. Retire. Actually, this is really nice, because now I can pick him up, and he can be my drone captain for my next attack. Oh, you're just watching it on YouTube? That's fair, that's fair. I think you showed up to the stream, one stream after Xenonauts was over, or something like that. Where's my Starbus? Starbus is at Calx. Convenience! It's been a while. Alright. So we've got the Grabby ready to attack. We've got the Calx with some mariners. And I don't even really need these anymore. This was to build new bases. Did I figure out how torpedoes work? Nah, I just figured out a better way to kill drones. Mr. Pinchy is on grab. Boy, he's had a lot of dead crew. It would be faster if we had more than one combat ship in the next system. So before we do that, let's go pick up some people. This won't take all that long, really. Thanks. Probably don't really need the artisans either, to be honest. You know what? Consider yourselves retired. Protos. That's over here. So, you want to see the solution to it, CJ? Here we go. So what I have done is distributed a network that automatically distributes fuel, iOS chassis, iOS tool pods, and blazers. you're just lurking in streams. That's fair, that's fair. I do generally try to finish a game before I move on. True, true. And, so we've distributed this to every base we've got. Then we launch. And then the drones, rather than shooting them with torpedoes, just get nuked. 200 drones defeated. At once, instantly. So much better. Alright, we got the mariners, we got the fuel. I'm gonna bring, like, 4. We're gonna pick up some of these guys that we've just retired, basically. One last final hurrah for everyone that we've conquered the universe with. You know, we got all these warlords sitting around. We actually don't have a lot of fuel sitting around here, do we? I think it's 100 or so to travel between planets. Maybe I should turn off my B-laser production. Or go mine some more helium. It's definitely about 100. Definitely don't want to launch with less than 100, that's for sure. Hey, there's the fuel we need. Okay. Let's go pick up the rest of our crew. Kind of like this idea, actually. I don't really like the idea of leaving our humans spread across the cosmos. Are we? Where are we? We're in La Land. This is... oh. Right, this is La Land. Not a lot of fuel in La Land. We even brought the engineers from cryostasis back to the Earth, basically. Well, this is enough to get to the next planet. Hopefully we've got some fuel in Sirius. Why so serious? We do have some fuel in Sirius. Alright, well, I believe that is all of our Marines that we left on our conquest. Other than, of course, Metcalf. But yeah, Starbus is ready to go. The actual attack... well, I mean, we could have 2 of these, I guess, but... I actually don't think I built enough of those drones. I'd have to build a whole bunch more drones. There could be some star drones floating around in one of our planets that I've lost. We've done a lot of things lately. They may have ended up somewhere they shouldn't have been. Calc says 71. That's what they should have. Oh. We got lots. It's fine. We'll just hold on to them for later. That's pretty good. Alright, we're gonna send everything to Earth. I tried! Stop it! Bad, Earth. Hold on to your stuff. It's a competition. Who can send stuff back? It's like Tim giving points away as people are giving points back to him. No, I don't want them. You have them. No, I don't want them. You have them. Alright, so there we go. Everything's in Earth now. We have, at our disposal, almost 3,500 basic drones and almost 400 spare big drones. That's enough for 2 full Star Drone wipes and many, many, many wipes of iOS. That should be enough to win the game. So next episode, we're going to go win the game, I think. So thanks for watching, Future Tupers. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Sure, we have 3 more systems to conquer. and a dirty bounty, a dirty pirate to capture. So there is something to do. But I am pretty confident that next episode we are going to sweep Procyon, sweep Barnard and capture this punk, and then sweep Tal City. And I don't even think I'm going to capture their bases, because then I just have to add them to the network to defend them, and I don't really need resources anymore. Did you notice back in Earth? We have a pretty good supply of all resources. And we have shared these with every single base in our network. So, although Earth tends to have more because it shares with everybody, it's pretty safe to say that even if you just look at the star system, the solar system, hundreds of thousands of iron, titanium. We're a little bit lower on titanium, oddly enough. Aluminum is no longer 0. Carbon is stupid. Copper's great. Hydrogen, deuterium, methane are all fine. Helium, sure. Not a lot of spare helium. We're a little bit low on helium fuel, I'll admit it. But we don't need to produce any more B lasers, so we can turn that all off, and we've got, you know, dozens and dozens of lasers. We can attack. We can survive so many attacks by the punks that really we should just turn them off if they're still trying to make B lasers. Because it'd be better to save the helium for fuel now. And I don't think, I mean, building 4 at a time was pretty ambitious anyway. You know, they do use a lot of helium fuel, so. Anyway, that's all for this episode, Future Tubers. Thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you next time for possibly the finale.